I always thought we had the perfect relationship. We were that couple, you know? The one everyone said was goals. We'd been together for 5 years, lived together for 3, and we were even talking about getting married. I trusted him completely. So when he told me he had to go on a week-long work conference in another city, I didn't think twice. I packed his bag, kissed him goodbye, and wished him luck on his big presentation. For the first couple of days, everything seemed normal. He called me every night before bed, telling me how much he missed me and how boring the conference was. But then, a few days in, my best friend called me, sounding a little strange. She asked me what hotel he was staying at. I told her the name, and she went silent for a moment before saying, "That's weird. My cousin works there, and she said there's no conference booked this week." My heart dropped into my stomach. It felt like the air was sucked out of the room. No conference? It didn't make sense. I tried to brush it off, telling myself it was a misunderstanding. Maybe it was a different hotel with a similar name. But a seed of doubt had been planted, and it started to grow, fast. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. The thought was consuming me. Was he lying to me? I tried calling him, but my calls went straight to voicemail. My texts went unanswered. The panic set in. I knew I couldn't just sit around and wait. I had to know the truth, no matter how much it might hurt. So, I did something I never thought I'd do. I looked up flights, booked the soonest one I could find, and threw some clothes into a bag. I was going to that hotel. The flight felt like an eternity. A million scenarios ran through my head, each one worse than the last. By the time I landed, I was a nervous wreck. But I was also filled with a strange sense of determination. I took a cab straight to the hotel, my hands shaking as I walked through the revolving doors into the fancy lobby. I walked up to the front desk, took a deep breath, and asked the receptionist a question I was terrified to hear the answer to. I asked if my boyfriend, using his full name, was a guest. The receptionist typed for a moment and then smiled politely. "Yes, he's checked in. Are you meeting him?" And then she added the words that shattered my world. "He's here with a guest. The reservation is for 2. My blood ran cold. I felt dizzy, and for a second, I thought I was going to be sick, right there in the lobby. A guest. He was here with someone else. My worst fears were true. I knew I couldn't make a scene. I had to be smart. With a trembling voice, I booked a room for myself. I got my key card and went up to my room, which, by some cruel twist of fate, was just down the hall from his. I sat on the edge of the bed for what felt like hours, just staring at the wall. Then I heard it. Laughter coming from the hallway. His laugh. And a woman's laugh joined with his. I peeked through the peephole. And there they were. Him and my best friend. The same friend who had called me about the conference. They were holding hands, smiling at each other as he unlocked his hotel room door. The betrayal was a physical blow. It wasn't just my boyfriend, it was my best friend too. The 2 people I trusted most in the world. I didn't confront them right away. Instead, I ordered room service, took a long shower, and thought about what to do next. The next morning, I saw them heading down to the pool. I waited a few minutes, put on my sunglasses, and followed them. I found a lounge chair a few rows behind them and just watched. They were acting like a couple on their honeymoon, completely carefree. After about an hour, I decided it was time. I stood up, walked over to their chairs, and took off my sunglasses. "Fancy seeing you 2 here," I said, my voice surprisingly steady. The color drained from both of their faces. They looked like they'd seen a ghost. My boyfriend started stammering, trying to come up with an excuse, but I just held up my hand to stop him. "Save it," I said calmly. "I know everything." I looked at my so-called friend. "And you. I hope it was worth it." I didn't shout. I didn't cry. I just turned around and walked away, leaving them frozen in shock. Walking away from them was the hardest and most empowering thing I've ever done. I checked out of the hotel, flew home, and packed all of his things. By the time he got back, his stuff was in boxes on the curb, and the locks were changed. It hurt more than anything, but in that moment, I chose myself, and that was the start of my new life. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If you've ever been through something similar, know that you are not alone, and you are so much stronger than you think. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more stories. See you next time.